Hi everybody, Courtney here, coming in to give you an update. The last time that I was on here, I was not doing well and I kind of got choked up at the end because I was having some health problems. I wanted to give a quick update for you guys because I didn't want to leave you hanging, and I don't know how many of you are invested, but I feel like some of you are my friends, and I know some of you are my friends in real life that watch this. I'm sorry for that angle. I just propped the phone up to give a quick update here. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Courtney, and I pretty much my channel is about financial independence, living healthy. I run a vegan plant-based group with a friend of mine on Facebook. We do not do it for money. I don't do this for money. I'm a retired yoga therapist, and I am also a solution-focused coach. I do not work for doing that anymore. As a matter of fact, I retired from all of that this year, and I work with my husband. We own a roofing business and an Airbnb, and we are on the road. We are financially independent money-wise, but we aren't quite ready to retire. We haven't reached our retirement goal yet. We could retire today and live the rest of our life, but we want to have enough money to do a few things, some traveling. And so we've got a goal. We were hoping to get there this year, but with my health problems, probably going to be another year after this. And that's okay, because things are kind of, I'm going to say they're slow, but they're steady right now. We're steadily working, but we're not making as much as we did in the past. And that's okay, because we're comfortable and I don't feel worried about it. And the only thing that I have a lot of worry about is my husband will be 66, and I worry that, our business is hard, physically hard. So I'm hoping that we can retire, if not the end of this year, the end of next year. As far as my health goes, for those of you who are new here, I am 53. When I was in my 20s, I developed a huge thyroid goiter or Hashimoto's, and I was pregnant. They thought I had cancer. They took it out right after my son was born, and I kind of my body went haywire after that. Looking back, if I'd known any different, I would have done things differently. But I then caught Epstein-Barr virus after that and had 2 more kids, and my body I developed Sjogren's disease, which runs in my family. I had a predisposition to it genetically, and fibromyalgia, which is now we know common after Epstein-Barr if you have that genetic component. I was off and on sick the next 13 years, really sick in my 20s, my late 20s. Got somewhat better, had periods of good, and then at the age of 40, I went into remission, and I stayed in remission until 49, got sick again. So caught the virus from the pandemic, and I have a condition, and I don't want to go into any politics, so please do not comment politically. I hesitate to even say it, even to doctors that don't know, when I first go see them, because it gets so political. I have what they call, so I have long COVID, and now they think maybe I have a condition called long vax syndrome. And so people who have autoimmune diseases, it's not a huge amount of the population, but the scientific studies, not political studies, show that some people with long COVID who have autoimmune diseases, when they get vaccinated, instead of getting better, they prolong their long COVID. And I don't even like talking about it, so I'm not going to go into that any longer. But I had a really bad flare, and it's a combination of things. It's a combination. When I left the last video, I was almost in tears. I ended up in the ER last week. It's been rough. My hand was swelling from the RA, which the tests show that I don't have RA any longer. I tested positive and then negative, which apparently is very rare. My heart's been giving me problems. I have POTS, which means my blood pressure drops, my heart rate raises, and then my blood can't pump back up to my heart. And so it's been hard, and I'm going through menopause, and they're trying to get I'm on hormone therapy, bioidentical. I don't mind telling y'all. And they're trying to get all of that adjusted, and my thyroid decided to go haywire too and got really, really low, which is kind of weird because I haven't gained any weight or anything like that. So yeah, not sleeping, sweating all night, being cold and clammy, short of breath, feeling like utter crap, to be honest. And ended up in the hospital. They look at me and they're like, well, you don't look unhealthy. I mean, they don't say that, but that's basically the way they treat me. And they also treat me like, oh, you have anxiety. And I'm like, my whole job for 23 years has been to help people with anxiety. I'm anxious because I'm sick and I'm short of breath and my heart is racing. But for any of you men out there watching this, most of the people watching this are women. I know that. Yeah, it's always the male doctors, and they mean well. They truly are trying to be nice, but they always try to offer me drugs for anxiety. And I'm like, that's not the problem. But it's kind of condescending, to be honest, and it's frustrating. So they did do a bunch of tests, and they gave me some drugs to help me up my hormones. So they gave me increase my thyroid hormones. They upped my HRT because I was on a super low dose by choice. And after 2 days of that, I actually am starting to feel better. I could not even talk without huffing and puffing a couple of days ago. So anyway, on that front, my health seemed to be improving. On the finances, this past 2 months before this was very good. This month we have a trip coming up in a week. I've been begging and pleading to God to let me be healthy for this trip. I'm going to see my grandchild, and we're going out to Sedona soon. And so anyway, I had a budget for that, plan for the trip, and that's how I do it. I plan a budget. Our airline tickets, we didn't have to pay anything except taxes and upgrade fees. My husband, we have the Southwest Companion Pass. And then I give a budget, and out of that budget, I decide how much we're going to spend for hotel or Airbnb and how much we're going to spend for the car. I want to say that all together, we're up to $1,326 on that, and which is really good. It may be a little bit more, maybe $1,500. I forgot to look. But yeah, so that's how we travel. So that's a little bit more of an expense coming off the credit cards this month. And then when we get back, I'm taking my parents on a 2-day trip to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, to the Cherokee Nation for our family reunion. And then I come back, and a month later, I go back out to Denver for my grandbaby's first birthday. So I have 2 grandbabies. For those of you who don't know, my daughter and son, my son's partner, not my son, had babies on the same day within 4 hours of each other. So my grandson and my granddaughter have the same birthday. And they are kind enough to throw the birthday parties on the opposite weekends. So I get to go and be at their first birthday parties. So anyway, I don't feel like life is very easy or carefree lately. It feels like I am spending an inordinate amount of time just trying to maintain my health. And it takes a lot of energy for me to do my daily task. Plus, I still work with my husband on our business. I'm the bookkeeper, and I run our Airbnb. So I have a lady who helps me clean, but I clean also she only comes twice a month. I do all the other cleanings. And then, the grocery shopping, paying the bills, cooking all the meals, doing the housework. I have a wonderful husband who helps me a lot. I mean, he's honestly been at my beck and call. He's told me that he's got me wrapped around, what did he say? You've got me wrapped around your finger? Yeah. So I'm very fortunate that I have such a willing husband to help me. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. I love to hear about you too. Thank you for listening this far. If you've made it, please like and subscribe. And I appreciate you all. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.